Hello everyone, this is Chapter 9, The Threshold Guardian. So right off the bat, you can go over here and get some cash money for yourself. Quite a lot of money. And I'm going to pick up my first assault rifle in this game. I also didn't realize that you can... I could have done the projectile attack a lot earlier with the bouncing it off my reticle. But I'm going to get this weapon here for 40,000, and then I'm going to apply the following upgrades. First of all, I'm going to get an upgrade slot on it. Then I'm going to put... what did I put there? Fire rate, reload, clip, extender, reload, one reload and one firepower. And I think I put a damage boost on it too. So this is a pretty easy chapter. The next chapter will be the final chapter, and we'll face the final boss. There's a boss in this chapter too, the titular Threshold Guardian. He's not tough whatsoever. You should conserve your ammunition here. So I've got this weapon here, and I'm going to show you a really good way of conserving ammo on the mini-boss for this chapter. I guess it's not even a mini-boss, it's just the heavy-duty artillery soldier whom we're going to fight versus one here, and then there's going to be two of them later in the mission. But I'll let you know of a good way to deal with that guy. I'm going to take the hard way on him, because what you can do when you fight the two soldiers is you could bring the minigun with you and take it through all the checkpoints. But here, you'll want to take out everybody across the way in that tunnel up there, in the little overhang. And then up to the left, there's some enemies too. So if you stay in this location, you're pretty safe. Just be aware of their presence. And I mean, really conserve your ammo. Especially when you're dealing with those two enemies, if you don't have a minigun, you'll have to do the attack where you activate your shield and then hold the reticle over the enemies while they're firing at you, and then the projectiles that they're shooting at you will fly right back at them. It's pretty effective. It's in fact a really cost-effective way of playing this game if you want to minimize how many rounds you're shooting out. Well, I guess cost-effective isn't a great word, since you can't actually buy ammunition in this game, but you could sell it, I think. So there's a lot of enemies over here, and this weapon I have, if you'll recall what I did, I upgraded the reload speed, the fire rate, the power of it, the damage boost, I don't know what it's called, damage plus or something, and the clip extender, so I've got 38 rounds now instead of 30 per clip. So always get the ammo in all these locations too. There's also a couple of item pickups. I think it's fire rate is one of them, but I don't get it on camera, but I'll tell you where it is. So once all those enemies are cleared, I don't think you get a checkpoint. I don't know where you get the checkpoint. I'll have to look where it says saving, but definitely take a weapon up here. And there's going to be a lot of weapons. All the enemies that we killed up... Let me see if I can grab that, yeah. All the enemies we killed up here, there's going to be like 3 or 4 strewn weapons on the ground. Or maybe even like as many as 5. So the enemies are going to spawn... Yeah, you get a save point here. But the fight we just did, you don't get a save point. So every time you die, you'll have to rebuy stuff at the black market if you're making purchases originally. Now, this guy here, just don't underestimate that guy. And just take him out. If you have to, just fall back as far as you can, because these guys are just going to stay put. And I think there will be one more shield guy coming out of the building, but for now you only have to worry about the guys in the hazmat suits. So the strategy I'm going to use for the heavy artillery soldier is going to be to use the shield. It's actually pretty risky of a strategy, so unless you don't mind restarting at the checkpoint after this fight and just going to him, which is not bad at all, because they checkpointed after this fight. Otherwise, you're just going to have to use your own ammo or the ammo. Oh yeah, this guy gave me a problem, a real problem. So I'm glad it's on footage here, so I could show you. See, I had a problem just moving around him here. Now I'm going to go down the ramp and just space myself between him so I could have time to regenerate my health. The guy, the soldier, the heavy soldier, he'll actually sometimes I've had him come out once, like to this area, but he's really a slow walker, and he mostly just stays inside the building. So, if you want to get one weapon and shoot it with him, and then, once it runs out, once it expires, with the governor on it, you're going to have to keep, going back and forth getting weapons, or just use some of your ammo while you're doing the technique that I'm going to show you. So you could actually fire like twice as many bullets at him. The first set being your own, and then the bullets he's shooting at you, we're just going to hit right back at him. Now the other hidden item is right to the right over there. There's another area you can grab. I think it's an item or money. So he's going to spawn right here. And you notice I'm using the shield, and I'm just holding wherever you want the bullets to hit him, just aim the reticle at that location. So I want his bullets to bounce off me and hit him on his backpack where those cylinders are. And then anytime I'm running out of shield, or anytime because you can also shoot while you're doing that. But this is definitely not the easy way to take this guy out. I mean, I would say it's the smartest way, but it's pretty risky because the shield is not going to regenerate sometimes, and if you're not behind cover, he's going to just tear you up, and if you're unlucky, he's going to shoot a rocket at you, and it's just going to be game over for you. So you see how he kind of gets caught in this area. He kind of clips around the environment. But he can walk out. I mean, he'll follow you all the way back to where the other fight was. See, he almost got out right here. And I was pretty brazen on this encounter here, but I wanted to show you guys, since I haven't done it yet. I think I could have done it ever since the fight with that regenerating static enemy a couple chapters back. He's the one that gives it to you. So I just didn't even realize that I had it, so I apologize for that. So a lot of the times he's also not going to be shooting either. But if you activate the shield, expose yourself, come out to him, he'll probably start up the gun. And here I'm firing my own round since he wasn't shooting me. And it's one of those situations where it's pretty risky to do this. It's just one of those kind of enemies that damages you quite a lot, and you can get dead before you can even compensate for the fact that you're in the red. And I'm in the red more than he is. But if you play it smart, this enemy is pretty slow, and you can get the upper hand on him rather easily. But it's hard not to waste ammo here. It's hard to not be... It's hard to have your patience this whole time, keep your patience up, because you can kill him without firing a single round. It's just that I like to add my own bullets to the fray, to the bombardment of bullets that I'm sending back at him, just to speed it up a little bit. So also look on his shoulder, his forearms, for the regenerating sign, those little veins on his arm. So before you go through the door, make sure you've collected all the ammo in this location. And then we're going to have a checkpoint, and we're going to be accessing a minigun, which you can actually take all the way to the next encounter with those guys, with the two big heavy duty guys. So you could aim in with this, and you could also fire a set number of rockets with the R2 button, but you only have like 10 or 12 of those rockets. So what I'm going to do is just use this to my full potential. Once you've cleared most or all of these enemies, I think it's most, you're going to have the door being shot up over to the right. There's a door at the rear of the building over to the right that's going to be shot up by the enemies. Once you hear that, you need to drop the minigun and then get back behind cover, because this area that I'm at is not going to be cover for the other guys coming out of that building. It's cover for the guys across the way, but not for the other guys. So basically you just want to listen for that sound. Because the thing is, you can't use the steel mechanic to drag this minigun to wherever you are again. So you need to clear the majority of enemies if you want to come back out here and grab that gun and then activate the shield. So I tried to not speak in that moment so you could hear that sound effect, but do you see all the enemies over to the right now when I move the camera back over there? It's a hard situation because you have to drop the minigun or at least like be halfway over to here so you can drop it over here and then collect it safely, because right now I can't safely go get it, not even with the shield. It would just take too long to travel back here, because when you have it equipped you walk very, very slowly. So instead what I do is I just stand behind the chain link fences and shoot the enemies through the fences. And it's a little tedious, but it gets the job done. And once I take all these enemies out, I can just grab that minigun again. But I'm telling you, if you want to take the minigun through like the 3 next checkpoints, you can. And if I were you, if you really are going to struggle on the fight with the 2 heavies, don't even use the rockets. Save those rockets for that encounter, and you can take those guys out in the snap of a finger. But it was just too cheap for me to do. I felt just kind of bad doing it, so I just left the minigun because I knew I could just take them out with the ability that reflects the bullets back at the enemies. And it's pretty tough. It took me a few tries, but it's not the hardest thing in the world. So now I'm going to activate the shield, grab the minigun, because I knew that the majority of the enemies are almost gone. Also, you can't go behind cover. That's why I'm not going behind cover. It won't let you go into cover with this gun. So this gun is not the best gun either, because it only allows you to shoot a set number of bullets and then it stops, and it's got to cool down a little bit. So since I knew I wasn't going to take it, I'm just going to use the rockets. It does a lot of area damage. You don't have to be accurate, and it just kills the enemies instantly if you're even the faintest bit precise with the aiming. You also notice the electricity up on that pole. You can use that too for increased damage. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so here I'm just clearing up these enemies. And since I didn't know if that guy was alive or dead, I'm going to use the Blade's camera to see what he's doing. It looks like he's just flailing there in a glitchy manner. So a couple guys are left. There's going to be a checkpoint over to the right and a new wave of enemies when you get over. That's why they give you the checkpoint. So that was a nice kill right there. And I believe that's the last enemy for this wave. You're going to notice a save point right over here. Saving. And if you bring the minigun, if you're planning on carrying the minigun along with you, make sure you set it down in that alcove. I'll show you where the alcove is. I think I'm going to actually go in there in a minute. The safest spot to stand would be in that alcove. So this guy's going to force me back into that alcove right now, I believe. So just place the gun in here for the time being, or just stand over here and aim and kill everybody. There's actually not that many enemies left. Now I'm going to utilize the elements here, the electricity, so I could throw this and get one-hit kills on all these guys. I just love that. I love getting those one-hit kills. I love how they put that in the game. And I think that's the end of the line right there. So another reason you have to conserve ammo is because the ammo pickups are not plentiful whatsoever. But you will not need any on the boss for this level, so don't worry about that. So the reason I picked up that gun right there was because any gun you bring will carry over from the checkpoints. Even if it's beeping, it'll start beeping every time you resume the checkpoint. And this I sped up to its fastest potential because I'm simply melee killing all these dirty monsters right here. I'm not going to fire a single shot, I don't believe. There is a turret over where the next bunch of boxes are, but I wouldn't even go on there if I were you. It's pointing the opposite way of all these enemies. But if you did want to lead them all to the beginning of this area and then hop on the turret, it would be a valid strategy, I suppose. So just do the power shot and get the box right there, get the ammo. Go straight up here, and the ammo box is going to be over to your left right here, so pick this up. And then just keep running forward. You're going to get a scene. And here's the tough part, even though it's not the hardest thing in the world, but what you need to do is throw grenades if you have them, if they're clustered together, and then use your strongest weapon on these guys, their cylinders, and then use the shield and use the effect where you just aim the reticule with the shield activated and the reticule placed on the parts where you need them to be. You'll be able to take these guys down very quickly. The second guy didn't require me to do a quick time event, but that's it right there. And then you could re-grab this minigun and then just take all these guys out with the burst fire and the rockets. It's pretty simple. It's just getting those guys killed you have to really hustle and kill those guys, otherwise they'll come over to this area and you'll just get gang banged. But the only problem is that all the enemies that you kill after those guys you have to clear this checkpoint to actually have your progress saved. So if you died anywhere over here, you'd have to fight those guys over again until the next save point. So the next enemies are going to spawn once we get right over to this location. So just stop and drop and then aim. Kill these guys with weapons that you picked up. You could even take the minigun. Yeah, you can take the minigun over here too if you wanted to from those guys. But it's just too slow. It's just way too slow of a process, and it's not really necessary. It's just giving yourself some insurance that you don't even really need. But if you want to have it, I don't blame you. Go for it. Because there's plenty of these weapons to pick up. What we're going to do is get some fire on our blade and destroy that spider web, go up the ladder, get another checkpoint. So it doesn't look like there's any checkpoints in this area, so be very careful. Okay, some much needed ammo in that box. And then some more confrontations out here. Okay, another shield guy here. Just always take those guys out. Make them number one priority. And just put them to rest as quickly as possible. Here I had some delusions of grandeur right here. I was trying to get the electricity on my blade. Some more much needed ammo right there. And just go to town when you get a new weapon. Don't let it expire before you can fully utilize what you've picked up. But this guy, I don't know what kind of gun he has. He must be on a turret. Yeah, that guy was on a turret, so take him out before you focus on the other guys, or he'll just cut you down fast, very fast. I'm going to get on the turret, actually. But the angle where it's positioned can't reach the immediate enemies to the left. It can hit like these guys over here, but it can't be pulled all the way to the left, so just be careful of that. And if you're getting shot at, just jump off, hop back here, recharge your health, pick up the weapons, and just keep doing the business as usual. It's pretty standard fare. And the boss is a joke, a complete joke. He's going to come up pretty soon. There's nothing up ahead except a pitfall. and then it's going to go through a brief loading screen after this door, and then there's no items out here, so just run forward, and then we'll be fighting the boss. He's called the Nemesis. And there's one move that you should focus on doing when he jumps up, but for now he's going to be on the ground. So here's the Nemesis. You'll notice his shield is blue. You need to get his shield to the orange status and then even farther down. Don't shoot him. It's pointless to shoot him. If you want to do the power throw, you can. You'll have to hit him around the shield, though. So it's very simple. He's going to charge you. He has the same protocol every time. He just charges you, and at the last second, you just need to evade, jump away. And when he throws the electricity, just evade. As you see his arm throwing it, just evade in any direction. You know, unless you're backed into a wall. And then just infuse your blade with the... Because what he does, he throws his weapon, and he's weaponless. And that's the source of his shield, I believe. Or it's possibly not. But don't worry about it. Just, you know, you don't even really need to throw the blade at him when he's... Just wait for him to do the electricity. That's all you really have to do. And just keep avoiding him. And then here, just keep your eye on him and then evade at the last second. And then use the electricity, put it on your blade, and then throw it at him. Try to throw it like or you can do the energy pulse, which I'm going to do a lot too. Just throw the blade at him. Make sure it's hitting him though, not the shield. So even hit his feet if you have to. So this is still the first phase. We're going to go into the second phase pretty soon. Once we get one more hit on him, and then he'll go into the QTE status. Probably right after this throw. No, I guess it wasn't after that throw. Just grab the blade, throw it back, tap the R3 button to do the energy pulse. Looks like he's going to need one more throw for me to get him down. So it's mostly a waiting game on this guy, which is kind of infuriating. But just take it for what it is. I believe he's going to throw... Oh, he hit me right there. It's not instant death if it's not a direct hit, but it can be, so just watch out for that. Even on normal mode, the difficulty beneath this, you can get instantly killed. So just latch onto the electricity, throw it at him, and yeah, I did the energy pulse, and then just do the quick time event. You've got to do this thing 3 times. So every time after this sequence, he's going to run up to there, and if you stay like right here, he's going to get he's going to throw his weapon right into the pole. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow this down. What you need to do is throw the blade with the electricity on it, and then aim it at his feet, and then explode the weapon with the energy pulse, and that takes care of him. It's kind of tricky about what to do. You don't even need to do the energy pulse, but that's the quickest way to finish him off, as well as when we get to the final boss. That'll be the best way to take care of him too, just because it does a sweeping amount of area damage that's just explosive. So yeah, so now he's back down here. Same old, same old. He's going to throw the blade. I'm going to try not to get hit. Throw it back at him. Try to aim in his. Well, look like his shield's gone now. So finish him off again. One more time. He's going to go upstairs. But what I was saying though was, if you get behind these 2 columns and stand right where I am, he'll throw the blade into it every single time. You'll never have to even evade it. See, it's going to get. Well, if I could actually demonstrate it. Okay, so, ooh, he hit me pretty bad right there. So just target him, hit his feet, and then explode it. Looks like I missed him right there. I wasn't hitting him correctly. That's what I meant about the blade getting stuck every single time like that. You can make that happen every time. Just aim for his feet, press R3 to explode it, and then he went down. He's going to come on down here again and challenge us for a 3rd confrontation. And then It's just one more quick time set of buttons to do after this. So you see how nothing ever changes about this guy? He's very easy if you know the pattern, which is clearly visible in this series of in my instructions for these fights. He's got a very weak shield at this point. From time to time also he'll grab you, so just complete the quick time event. You don't get anything except your life. And he should be sparking up the electricity, evade at the last minute, latch onto the electricity, throw it back at him, do the exploding energy pulse move, and he should almost be deceased. There we go. He's dead. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in Chapter 10.